This calculation is giving you the maximum estimate. Hi guys, how's everybody doing? It's your one and only girl Feeder. We are here again today. Please, if you are new to this channel, what we do here is that we give estimate of building in Nigeria and also teach you how to calculate your materials so that you can know at least what to expect when you are building your house or when you want to start building your house in Nigeria or anywhere, because I believe that if you can calculate your materials, you will not be seriously cheated. You might still be cheated, but it's not going to be that much anymore. So that is our work here, and a request I have this video: 5-bedroom bungalow with a penthouse in Nigeria. Please, if after watching this video and you feel that there is something you are not understanding or something, like, you can reach out to me. And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to the guy who commented on my last video. You really drew my attention to where there was an error. Thank you so much. So let's dive into the video. 5-bedroom bungalow with a penthouse. The estimated quantity from foundation to parapet is this: concrete block 6,500 to 8,500 blocks. Please, you should always remember that when it comes to building, it has to do with your design, the size, and all that. That is why it's much better for you to know how to calculate it than to just watch an estimated video and have it in mind that this is what you should expect, because my own building might be different, my design might be different from yours, and the size of my building might be different from yours. That is why you see me estimating 6,500 to 8,500. I know some people will be 2,000 different. That is too much. Also remember that blocks breaks a lot. So a bedroom bungalow with a penthouse typically requires more partition and greater height than normal one without penthouse. Foundation, now we have 2,000 to 2,005 blocks, 9 inches blocks, please. Then the ground floor wall, we are looking at 3,005 to 4,005 blocks. Then penthouse walls, we are looking at 1,000 to 1,005 blocks. This will be 6 inches to reduce the weight because it's up. Then when it comes to cement, sand, and gravel, cement, we are looking at 350 to 500 bags for foundation, block laying, columns, and the penthouse floor slab. Note please, casting the penthouse floor slab, which is decking, typically requires 80 to 120 bags of cement. So sharp sand here, 12 to 18 large tipper load, approximately 240 to 360 tons. Then for gravel, we are having 40 to 70 tons for reinforced concrete work to column, lintel, and the floor slab. Then the third one is the iron rod reinforcement. The penthouse requires significant structural reinforcement for the supporting column and the slab. Please take note of that. So 16 mm rod, this might not be for all. 40 to 60 length. This is primarily for columns and major beams. So it depends on the foundation as well, the soil. So all this counts. The 12 mm rod, 100 to 180 length for the floor slab, lintels, and parapet. Then for 10 mm rods, 50 to 80 length for stirrups and lighter reinforcement. Then binding wire, you might need 3 bundles or 3 rows, 3 to 5 rows. Then planks and wood. That is, formwork is essential for the columns and the suspended penthouse floor. So planks 1 by 12 by 12 board, you should be looking at 250 to 400 pieces. For casting, this is for casting the slab and beams. While the softwood 2 by 2 or 2 by 4, you should be looking at 150 to 300 length for bracing and support. This one is for casting. Then bamboo, you might not need much bamboo because it's just for the penthouse. So 150 to 250 pieces to support the penthouse floor during casting. Then for plastering, this video includes plastering. Here, plastering a large building with a penthouse covers extensive surface area inside and outside. So cement for plastering, you should be looking at 250 to 320 bags. Include internal, external wall and floor screeding. So plastering sand, you should be looking at 5 to 8 large tipper load, approximately 100 to 160 tons. Then summary for 5-bedroom bungalow plus penthouse. Here we have the summary materials. Blocks 6,005 to 8,005 units. Typical, this is 2026 cost. Please drop the price of materials in your area for us. A lot of people, somebody might be watching from your area and will want, because materials are not being sold with the same price everywhere in Nigeria. You cannot buy cement 10,000 in Ilori and buy it 10,000 in Abuja. So help us if you are building or you just finish your own or you are still on it. Please help us drop the price of material in your area so that those watching from your area would know how much to expect. But that is what I have here. And then cement 350 to 500 bags, 10,000 per bag. Sharp sand 12 to 18 load, which is like 20 tons. Then iron rod 100 to 180 length, 12 mm. Planks board 250 to 400 pieces. And these are the prices. When it comes to block, 1,000 to 1,200 each. Cement 10,000 1%. Sharp sand 70,000 to 140 per load. Iron rod, we have 13,000 to 18,000 per length. Then for plank, we have 35 to 45 per piece. So now concrete block. Let's now start. These are just materials we have been talking about since. So let's now start the main video or explanation. So here, concrete block, we have said it that we are expecting 6.5 to 8.5. So the step to take: firstly, a typical 5-bedroom bungalow with penthouse may have floor area which is 250 to 300 square meter. External wall perimeter 70 to 90 meter. Wall height 3 meter ground floor, and then penthouse wall 40 to 6 square meter additional. Then step 2, calculate external wall block. Formula that we use is this: wall area equals to perimeter times height. That is it. I think that was the same formula I used for the last video. Then for example, now 80 meter times 3 meter equals to 240 meter square. All right. Then step 3, add internal partition. Internal walls usually add 60 to 80% of external wall area. So 240 meter square meter times 0.7 might give you 168 meter square. Then total wall area 240 plus 168 that we just got equals to 408 meter square. Then add penthouse, which is 50 meter square. When you total it, you are having 458 square meter. I've been calling it meter square. Oh, sure. 458 square meter. Now convert wall area to block. You see, for 9 inches blocks, 1 square meter might be taking 10 blocks. It might not be up to. So 400, but let's work with the 10 blocks. 458 times 10 is giving us 4,580 blocks. Now add foundation block work, parapet, wastage, extra partition, and you will be getting 6,005 or 2 8,005 blocks. So that is how I came about the 6,005 to 8,500. Actually, for you to use that 8,500, it depends on the quality of blocks, because if the block you are using is not that solid, it might break a lot. You might have a lot of wastage. And then the height and the soil is soil type. That's why I'm always recommending that you should survey the soil before you start your building, so that you know what to expect. Then for cement, we estimated 350 to 500 bags of cement. Cement is used for concrete, block laying, column and beam, penthouse slab, and plastering. Let's start with the foundation concrete. Assume strip foundation. If assume you are using your foundation is strip foundation, 0.6 meter for width and 0.225 thickness for block. Volume for the thickness is 0.225 meter. Then now volume is 80 times 0.6 times 0.225 is giving you 10.8 meter cube. Now concrete ratio is 1:2:4. You should know that by now. So 1 meter cube needs 7 to 8 bags. Now 10.8 multiplied by 8, we are working with 8, might give you 86 bags. So for concrete, you should expect 86 bags or less than that, because we worked with 8 bags. So you can actually get lesser quantity. Then for ground floor slab, assume 250 square meter multiply 0.15 meter for thickness, you have 37.5 meter cube. So 37.5 multiplied by 8 bags, we are still working with 8 bags, you will get 300 bags. All right, so you should expect 300 or less than 300. That is the calculation I did. All right, but slab is sometimes tinier and mix optimized, so averagely you should expect 150 to 200 bags. Did you get that? So that you not come and say, Fina, how did you get 300? It's too much. I beg, follow my video very well. Then for penthouse slab, 80 to 120 bags. Document says 80 to 120 bags. That is correct for 15 to 20 meter cube slab volume. Then for block laying, 6,005. We are calculating 6,500 block here, not 8,500. Remember our estimate says 6,500 to 8,500. So here we are working with 6,500. One bag lays 35 to 40 blocks. We all know that by now if you have been following me. So 6,005 divided by 35, we are working with 35, which we know that one bag will lay more than 35. That will give you 186 bags. So it might not be up to, because I'm working, my calculation here is giving you the highest you should expect. So if you're expecting this, you should know that you have some balance in your pocket. So for plastering, documents state that 250 to 320 bags for plastering. That is what we have. That is what I mean by document. So that is correct for external works grading. All right, 215 to 320. You shouldn't even expect up to that 320. Then total cement estimate is foundation 80, slab 180, penthouse slab 100, block laying 180, plastering 250. So total 790 bags a maximum. But builders overlap usage and optimize mix. I've said this before. So practical 350 to 500 bags, structural only excluding full plastering, and that is it. And then for sharp sand, usually we set 12 to 18 loads. So one tipper loads 20 tons, some load 30 anyway, but we are going to work with this 20 tons, so which is like 12 to 15 meter cube. So concrete plus plaster plus block work for this building, you should expect 150 to 200 meter cube, which total sand requirement, 150 to 200 meter cube total sand requirement, which is 200. We are working with the 200 divided by 15, and we are working with this 15 meter cube. Remember that I said one tipper load is 20 tons, and that is 12 to 15 meter cubes. So we are using the 15 meter cubes here, and that is how we came about 200. As I told you that this calculation is giving you the highest you should expect. So if you have this expectation, you should just know that you are not going to spend up to that. So 200 divided by 15 is giving you 13 loads. So add wastage, we have 12 to 18 loads. So you should just have it in mind that 13 is enough. For granite, 40 to 70 tons. Granite is used for foundation, column, beam, penthouse, slab. So concrete volume total is 60 to 90 meter cube. So no cube meter. So 1 meter cube concrete needs 1:2 or 1:5 tons granite. So it depends on your engineer. So 9 cube meter multiplied by 1.4 or 1:4, we are having 98 tons of granite here. But some works use lean mix, so 40 to 70 tons is reasonable. Lower side estimate now. So for iron rod, here we have 12 mm rod, 100 to 180 length. This is used for slab reinforcement, lintels, parapet, typical slab reinforcement, and 250 square meter slab, spacing 150 to 200. Steel consumption should be 8 to 12 kg per square meter. So 250 multiplied by 10 kg will give you 2005 kg. One length of 12 mm is 10.67 kg. So 25 multiplied by say 25 divided by 10.67, you should be expecting 234 length. But slab shared between 10 mm and 12 mm rod. So 100 to 180 length of 12 mm is okay. You might not get up to that. And then for 16 mm, 40 to 60 lengths, used for column and major beams. Column calculation, assume 20 columns. It might not be up to that, but let's just assume 20 columns. So each columns will take 4 bars, and then total vertical bars will be 80. So each about 3 meter high, and that will be 80 multiplied by 3 meter, and that will give you 240 meter. And that is how we came out. One length is 12 meter for 16 mm. So that is how we came about 20 length, because 240 divided by 12 will give you 20 length. So add beam and wastage, you are having 40 to 60. That's why I told you that this calculation is giving you the maximum estimate. So there is no way you will say you will spend past this estimate I'm giving you. So there is no way you even use up to 40. You can't use up to 40 of this. So from work, planks 250 to 400, used for slab casting, beam casting, column mold. And then that is for 250 square meter slab. Board coverage per plank is 0.3 square meter. So 250 divided by 0.3 will give you 833 boards theoretically. Hey, let me not bite my mouth though. Theoretically, oh god. But board reused multiple times, so 250 to 400 is okay because you can reuse it. You mustn't buy a new one. So why the quantity is higher than a normal bungalow? Because penthouse slab requires heavy reinforcement, additional columns required, suspended floor structure, extra height, and parapet walls. So material increased by 25 to 40%. I'm just putting down this so that if your own is just 5-bedroom bungalow without penthouse, you should get this estimate and then minus the 25% from it. You might get what you want from it. Final summary, how we got the figure is this. We estimated total building floor area, wall surface area, concrete volume, which is foundation plus slab plus column, steel per square meter of slab, sand per meter cube concrete, and then blocks per square meter wall. Then added, here we are adding 10 to 15% wastage for safety margin, and then Nigerian site practice variance. And that is how we got what we got, the materials, the quantity that we got for this video. Please, if this video is helpful or was helpful to you, kindly hit the like button and subscribe, and also help your girl to share the video so that those who have not watched or joined us here can find it useful too, and they will watch. Thank you so much. If there is any request or any particular video you want me to do for you, or estimate you will want me to work on for you, please feel free to do. Last video I promised to be posting at least 3 times in a week, but it's very obvious I won't be able to be doing that. I will post whenever I can. Please, you guys should pardon me. Thank you. I love you all. See you in my next video. Please drop your comments, ask your questions and your contribution, and also drop the price of materials in your area for us to know. Thank you. Take care. Bye.